Hello and welcome back to RedditRead, a channel where we read Reddit stories and talk about them a little bit. No AI voices here, I read all the stories myself. And today's theme is all about people who are the devil, just the absolute worst people on the entire planet. We all know about AmITheDevil on Reddit, where the worst of the worst people end up. That's what we're looking at today. And I'm joined by the worst person I know, my best friend Kerrigan.
We know worse, come on.
Yeah, we do.
You know, I think I would be honored, though, if I was considered the worst person ever in your perspective. Like, I feel like that's an achievement.
That's an achievement?
Yeah.
You get like a Steam achievement notification in the corner.
Worst person ever.
Well, I think some of these people that we're going to read about today have gotten that Steam achievement. They've 100%ed the game of being the worst person.
Yeah, they got the Reddit achievement.
Before we get started, have you guys subscribed yet? If you haven't, what are you doing? Come on, get with the program. We're also on Spotify. Check out the link in the description if you want to listen to it there. But without any further ado, let's get into our first story, which of course comes from AmITheDevil. And the title reads, "Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend she's too obsessed with anime and video games?" So first, I'm new to Reddit and English isn't my first language, so please bear with me. Well, I think he's about to get a great introduction to Reddit.
Yeah, literally.
He's 23-year-old guy, his girlfriend, 22-year-old woman, met at an anime convention earlier this year and started dating a couple months ago. Since that, we're both really busy. I'm busy with work and she just started her PhD. This Christmas is our first time off together. She's always been into video games and anime and that stuff. I am too, so I found it quite endearing. We would watch them together or play something together every weekend, but since she has some time of now, I'm just seeing how obsessed she is with all that. She changed literally every wallpaper on her phone/PC/tablet, etc. to some anime/game character she's been playing on her PS5 nonstop. She's ordered some merch as a treat herself for Christmas. All she's wearing lately is merch. She's talking nonstop about all those things, working all day on her cosplays for the next year and so on. Like I said, I have those interests too, but isn't that all a little bit too much? At least that's what I told her, because I kind of snapped when she refused to go somewhere with my friends that are partly hers also, because she wants to do an anime marathon with her best friend. I mean, she suggested that we meet my friends on the next day, but I'm pretty sure she's going to come up with that obsession of hers and refuse to go anyway. So I told her that she needs to talk to a therapist of hers about her crazy obsession, and she should rather be studying and working up for her exams and everything that are coming up at the beginning of 2022 than wasting her time on those things. She got really mad at me because I can't even let her have fun in her free time, which is total BS, because of course she can have fun, but that is just obsessive behavior. It makes her really unattractive. Now she is refusing to text me/pick up my calls. She still lives with her aunt and her family and won't even let me in their house so I could talk to her personally. My best friend said that I'm really overreacting and all, but I'm still convinced she should turn down her obsession a little bit and take life seriously. We're adults, for God's sake, and shouldn't be wasting all our time on that, especially since she's only a student and doesn't even have a real job yet. But I'm really starting to miss her, so am I the asshole? Sad face.
This dude sounds like he's never had a hobby.
Yeah, he's like, my girlfriend has an interest and I don't like it.
Yeah, she's too interested in this thing.
But okay, but the thing is, he does like it though, because they met where?
At an
anime convention?
Yeah.
So what is he doing there? He must be obsessed.
Probably.
He must be obsessed with anime too.
He probably doesn't put deodorant on it. It's a red flag.
Yeah, you know.
I'm just baffled on why he seems so offended about like that she has an interest in a hobby.
Yeah, I don't get it, because he's like, yeah, she changed her wallpaper to an anime character. Isn't that crazy? She's obsessed.
No.
Have you seen like half of everyone on Reddit's profile pictures? What are we talking about here, guys? This is the worst place to possibly post about somebody liking anime.
You know what's kind of rude? I literally was thinking, I was like, how did this get put on AmITheDevil? The update either has to be like, he burned all her cosplay outfits or something for me to justify it being posted here, because he's an asshole, because it is like, bro, it's not like she's spending every waking moment on anime and her games and stuff. It's when she has fucking free time.
Yeah, which is what you do when you
You
have
know?
an
Yeah.
interest in something.
You know what I would do on like spring and like winter break? I'd just sit on my computer or play games, or I would just be a lazy bum.
Right.
Do my hobbies. Like,
He's mad that his girlfriend, I think he's jealous that his girlfriend is better at like doing cosplay characters than he is. Because I don't know, he just seems so upset that his girlfriend has an interest in something besides him. Probably.
yeah,
Is probably
yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
He probably thinks, "Oh, she should only be into me and nothing else."
Yeah, and it's also weird that he was so upset that it sounded like she already had plans with one of her friends, right? To watch
Yeah.
anime. And
Uh-huh.
he was so upset that she turned him down to go hang out with his friends, who are also, I guess, her friends. But it's like, she already had plans. So what if her plans were to watch anime with her friend? She had plans with someone.
Yeah.
She's not just going to cancel that to go hang out with you and your boys.
Yeah, I think his expectations of what a relationship is not
No.
correct.
It sounds like he thought she was cute because she was interested in that stuff. Part of me feels like he's just really being a man right now and is like, "Oh, a girl that likes anime and stuff. Aw, wow, she's so different." But then when he's like, oh, she really likes anime, he's like, yeah, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, because he said that the obsession makes her unattractive now.
Yeah,
But at the beginning, he said he liked her because they met at an anime convention and she liked anime.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, you meet a person at an anime convention. What else do you expect?
and it's like, it sounds like she does cosplay, so she probably wasn't cosplay when you met her. What do you think is gonna happen? I feel like he's just upset that she likes anime more than him.
Probably. She's just a better anime enjoyer than
Yeah,
than him.
she knows more of the history of like all these anime shows.
Yeah, and maybe if we were into anime, we would be more offended by this.
Yeah.
Because I've never watched an anime ever.
See, I have, and I like it, but I don't get like obsessive with it. Like it's just like another show to watch. But I don't think hers is obsessive. It's just like her interests and hobbies. If she was binging anime all day from like 6 in the morning to like midnight every single day and wouldn't go outside, wouldn't shower, wouldn't brush their teeth, wouldn't eat food, okay, then you have a problem. But on her free time, she's playing video games.
Yeah, but he's
and-
just like, she changed her wallpaper to an anime character.
She took me off her wallpaper.
I can't. What? She's obsessed.
Like, bro, she's not obsessed with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think this just got cross-posted onto AmITheDevil because it's on Reddit and there's so many people that love anime on
Probably
Reddit.
all the people who loved anime saw this post and immediately were like, this is the devil.
You're the worst person ever.
Literally.
Okay, so I'm going to read some comments. Somebody said, you're the asshole. If her interests aren't interfering with the rest of her life and responsibilities, it's not a problematic interest. Honestly, it sounds like you're trying to push her into things she just doesn't want to do, as she has the right to do what she wants with her time. You also put emphasis that her interests aren't for adults and she doesn't have a real job, but interests aren't designed to an age group, and you literally met at an anime convention. She's also a PhD student, which sounds to me that she is already incredibly accomplished in her studies, which is a great accomplishment at her age. If you sound this selfish and demanding of her on the internet, I can only imagine how you sound to her. Yeah, he did say this, like, this is such a childish interest.
Yeah.
Like the comment said, it doesn't matter what age you are. You like whatever.
I want to know what
You
he
like.
likes so I can make fun of it.
He said that he likes anime too, so I don't understand how he's like, I can't, she's so obsessed with anime. I can't believe she likes anime. So he's basically saying, yeah, I hate her and I hate myself too. I don't get, I like what?
For me, I feel like he likes it, but not as much. Like, I feel like he does like it, but like maybe he's just put off that she likes it more than him, like I said earlier.
Okay, let's read his edit. He says, thanks for all the replies. I realized I was wrong for saying that, and she finally let me apologize. She broke up with me, though, because apparently I'm a controlling, misogynist asshole who doesn't respect her enough. So I guess it's better that way, because if she goes that far as coming up with such BS instead of realizing we have a problem together, she's way too much into her obsession. It makes her unattractive anyway, so thanks for everyone who made me realize we just don't fit together. Okay, maybe that's why it ended up on Am I the Devil, because he doubled down.
Oh my God.
He said, nope, it is an obsession. It's unattractive. And yeah, thanks for letting me know that she is terrible.
I think that's so crazy that he said, yeah, I want, and I apologized to her because I realized I was wrong. But then she broke up with me, so fuck her, and she is obsessed, and she's a piece of shit, and it does sound like he's a controlling, misogynistic fuck, bro.
Yeah, he proved her point that he is by that edit. So this was 4 years ago. So if he was 23 then, so he'd be 27 now. So probably hopefully his brain's developed by now.
Yeah. No, I feel like the path he was going down, now he doesn't watch anime at all, and he thinks it's only for like weirdos.
Probably.
Like, I feel like that's where he's at now in life.
Yeah, and the ex-girlfriend probably has her PhD, and she's probably a rich-ass doctor.
Yeah, literally
now.
living life and still doing anime and cosplaying. Like, good for her.
Good for her for breaking up with him, having some self-worth.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm going to do a rating when we're done with this.
Okay, you do a rating. So that one's probably that's the only one, but it's probably going to end up being at the bottom.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to our next story, which comes from AmITheDevil again. This title is crazy. Title reads, am I the asshole for wanting my wife to abort a future daughter and try again for a boy after she changed her mind on the amount of kids she wants?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, babe, you want to just try again? You're like, what?
Yo, let's clear that out and let's do it again.
That's it. That's insane. Okay.
This one's already at the #1 spot right now.
Okay, so the crazy title, the story reads, when my wife and I got married, I told her that I wanted at least one boy, and she did not have any sex preference but wanted 4 kids. We had agreed that if the first 3 children were all girls, we would adopt a boy or do IVF or abort until we get a boy. That is crazy.
That is, and I guarantee she did not agree to that.
Well, we had discussed this prior to getting married. I figured with 4 kids, we were probably to get at least one boy, so the drastic options were not too likely. We have a daughter who is 7 now, and since having her, my wife kept pushing away, wanting to get pregnant again, and said she needed time / wanted our daughter to be a little older. Recently, we finally decided to try again, and she is now pregnant with another daughter. She has now finally told me that she does not feel like having 4 kids anymore, which I understand, as raising the first has been a huge amount of commitment for her. I reminded her that I still wanted at least one boy and suggested she get an abortion and we try again. This is completely legal in my country, and there is no issue of too many men like in India in my country. She eventually agreed, but she seems upset at me and sad, and I think she has a preference for girls, but we already have one. I'm an engineer and self-employed, and while I would never force my kids to choose a career, I feel like a son would be more likely to continue the family business and have a genuine interest in it. There it is. That's why. I have worked with women in my field, and they are rare and do not seem as passionate. My daughter does not seem like she will go in that direction. She has very girly interests like fashion and does not seem to have the aptitude for math and puzzles like her cousin who is her age. Am I the asshole here since my wife had agreed to this already when we married?
Oh my God.
I like how he says so casually, so we can have a boy. I mean, if it doesn't work, we'll just abort until we get one.
Oh my God. I think it's so crazy that I knew it was, from the title alone, I knew it. But right when he said, my wife took a lot of time and effort raising our daughter, when he said that, where he's like, yeah, it took a lot of commitment for my wife to raise my daughter, he was an absent father, bro. You know, he was not waking up to change the diaper, to feed the baby. He probably didn't even take her to school.
He's too busy being an engineer, I guess.
Yeah. Like, what?
But this is just crazy because he's like, he's not viewing his wife as a person. He's viewing his wife as like an incubator or like a machine that just spits out baby. It's like if you don't get the one you want, it's like if it doesn't give you it's like a gumball machine. If it doesn't give you the one you want, just shove it back in there and try again. Like, what? And like, okay, it's one of those things again where he starts this paragraph with, I would never force my kids to choose a career. but I really want them to be engineers.
But right when my son is born, I'm going to be putting him in engineer classes.
Right, like...
He's going to know how to do everything.
Yeah, I like how he also just called his daughter, like, stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't think she'll go in that direction. She just doesn't have the aptitude.
Yeah,
she's too dumb.
She likes girl things. She likes fashion and, like, things girls like. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can't be into math or anything like that.
Like, what? You just know that if the wife goes through with this and they keep trying and have a boy, that boy is going to be so praised by the father that boy is either going to be the most spoiled bitch ever, or that child is going to fail miserably because of the pressure that's put on them.
Yeah.
Like, they're either going to be raised to be a jerk, or they're going to be so stressed out and feel like a failure in life right away because their dad's pushing them so hard to be an engineer like he says he won't, but we all know he will.
Yeah.
So I just think it's crazy how, like, he can't just be happy he's having another kid. He's like, oh, a girl, you say? Well,
I don't know.
Get the coat hanger. I just think that's a crazy thing to put on a person of, we're going to have a boy. Well, just adopt a boy then. Like,
yeah, he said that was one of the options.
So it's like, okay, then adopt a boy.
He thinks doing this abortion until you get a boy is less, because he said he called those drastic options. So he thinks aborting until they get a boy is less drastic than adopting or IVF.
Oh my God.
He's just, I mean, he's just clearly like, this comes from a place of misogyny from him. Yes. Because he's like, well, he has to be a boy to be an engineer. Mm-hmm. And, it comes from two places of bad. One, he thinks that women can't be engineers. Yeah. And two, he thinks that his kids have to live on the legacy of the family business of engineers.
No, they don't. I also think it's funny because he did say that he's met women engineers and they don't see him as passionate. You know why they probably don't?
Because of people like him.
Of people like you. I guarantee he sees a woman engineer. He's like, oh, never seen one of you in this field.
Didn't know before. We got a new receptionist.
He sees a woman engineer. He probably just starts grilling her. It's like, what is this? What is this? What do you do in this situation? And she's just like, bro, I know how to do my job. And he's like, are you now? Do you know?
It's like, oh, why don't you go get me a coffee, okay?
Let the real engineers talk.
By the way, you got a nice set of bahonkas, too. He just seems like that type of guy.
He does. He also seems like the type of guy, if his wife doesn't, he's going to go get a mistress and just
so he can get a boy.
Yeah, just so he can get a boy.
Or he'll just steal some kid.
Yeah, or I feel like he's going to be the type where he's like, okay, well, if you don't, then he's either going to divorce her and then go find another young woman. And it's going to be a young woman. It's not going to be someone his age. It's going to be like an 18-year-old.
Yep.
He's going to be like, you, give me a boy. And then he's going to just keep doing that until he gets a boy.
Crazy. Yeah, he probably would.
Did he ever post an update?
No, because his account got banned.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it says the post has been removed due to the status of the original poster's account. This account is currently shadow banned or suspended, suggesting this account is in violation of Reddit's terms of service.
Oh my God, so he was tearing people up in the comments or something.
You know what you have to do to violate Reddit's terms of service?
Literally. Like, you can see anything on Reddit.
He's probably posting an r/abortion. Like, my wife's saying it's bad to keep getting abortions. I know she's wrong, though. Tell her that she's wrong, guys.
We're on our 5th one, and she still hasn't given me a boy. What the fuck? The doctors are saying her uterus is no more, bro. What?
But I don't believe him, okay? So I came to r/abortion to ask.
All right, I'm going to give my ranking right now. So this one, currently number 1. And the first one's currently number 5.
Okay, well, right now it's number 2, because you only have 2.
Well, I'm ranking it out of all of are possible.
Yeah, but you don't even know the other ones yet.
It's a blind ranking.
So right now it's just 1 and 2.
It's 1 and 5.
Okay, fine.
Out of the 5 videos, currently my ranking is abortion 1, anime 5.
Okay, well, let me read this title and let's see if you change your ranking. So the next story title reads, I pretended to have a vasectomy 2 years later and my wife is pregnant.
this is sitting at number 2 right now because
Okay.
he's not talking about abortion yet.
Yet.
Yeah, yet.
Let's see. So, hello, Reddit. I've been a long-time lurker, but I haven't posted. I'm a frequent user of this app. However, my wife doesn't really like it, but I still want to be precautious as she knows my user. So this is my throwaway account. I'm going through a horrible dilemma and I'm in so deep, I have no idea what to do. Yeah, maybe he was in a little bit too deep there. I'm done with my stupid jokes. Okay. He's in too deep and I have no idea what to do. My wife and I have been married for 9 years and we have 2 kids together and we weren't planning on having more. Well, my wife is set on that idea, but I wanted to have at least 5 kids and she only wanted to have 1 or none. Okay. Well, okay.
Oh my.
A quick
God.
pause. If one of you wants to have 5 and the other either only wants to have 1 or none, why are you married?
I don't like the way this is going so far.
Okay, well, let's see. This doesn't take away from the fact that she is a great mother. It's just her preference. Going into the marriage, we sort of compromised to have maybe 2 or 3 kids. I am set on having 3 kids, but she didn't want any more. It's been 5 years since having the first 2, and around 2 years ago, she was hell-bent on me getting a vasectomy. I wasn't comfortable with it and refused, but it became the center of our arguments. We dated for 5 years before getting married, so we have been together for a total of 12 years when this occurred. Now we have been together for 14 years. These were such lovely times, and I didn't want to end our relationship on this, especially since we have kids together, so I agreed to the vasectomy after months of arguing. Fast forward to now, my wife is pregnant. She doesn't know how this could have happened, but I do. I never got the vasectomy. 2 years ago, I pretended that I got it and told her someone else took me to the appointment and I took off a week of work so I can recover from it. I tried to be cautious during sex by pulling out, but it clearly didn't work. See, he was in too deep. Now my wife is furious as I told her that the vasectomy could have failed rather than telling her the truth. She is also scheduling appointments with lawyers so she can sue the practice in which I received the surgery. However, if they have the records, it will prove that I never got it. Now my wife is also thinking about having an abortion, but I am trying to convince her to drop this whole thing. And if anything, this child is a miracle. What should I do now? I'm worried if I tell her the truth, then she will leave me. ! I don't want to lose her. She's the love of my life. I don't know what I can do without her. I know this is my fault, but please help me on how I should go about this.
You know, I'm surprised that it went this long without her getting pregnant.
Yeah, he was okay. He went 2 years of not being in too deep, and then he just slipped up once, and he was
like,
deep.
it's been 2 years. I might as well just
What if
let it rip.
What if he did it on purpose because he wants another kid?
See, I'm feeling like he did do this on purpose. Well, okay, well, I feel like that anyway because he purposely didn't get a vasectomy, and he has said that he wants 3 kids. This is literally perfect. So I feel like he was along the mind of, well, I'm not going to get it. She's going to think I got it. If we have another kid, I'll be happy. So like he won twice.
But he's not gonna win the second
I know.
time.
No,
he thinks he's going to.
He won twice because he didn't get the vasectomy, and he was gonna get another kid out of the whole matter. If you know.
Well, that's
possibly.
what he thought was gonna happen.
Okay. On a helpful note, bro, you have to just tell her. You can't. Do not let her find out by hiring an attorney and then finding out that you never got one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to break it to her. You have to break it to her.
If he actually lets her find out from a lawyer instead of him,
she's going to be going to a different type of lawyer.
Yes. I think she's going to be doing that either way. But
yeah. But it's like, bro, don't let her sink like $2,000 to get a lawyer and only for them to find out that the practice never performed the surgery on you.
Yeah.
I can picture him being like, they must have just lost the records.
He would probably try to because he's already been like, oh, the procedure must have failed. I don't know.
This is a miracle, baby. Might as well keep it.
Yeah. Look at this. It's a miracle. Why don't we keep it? That's how he thought this was going to go. And she was going to be like, you know what, honey? You're right. We should keep it.
No, she's like, fuck that. I didn't want a kid. It sounds like she already compromised. She wanted 0 kids.
Yeah, she already did.
1 kid. And now she has 2. Also, I've noticed this. What is up with straight men wanting to have like 7 fucking kids.
Because they don't have to do any of the work.
I know, but it's so crazy to me because it's like, okay, you're going to have 7 kids and you want a stay-at-home wife and you just want to go to work. It's like, bro, you know how, first of all, how expensive that is. Second of all, like, you're not going to help you're not going to do anything with your kids. Your kids are going to probably end up despising you and your wife is going to fucking hate you. So it's like you lose. You literally lose. I just don't understand. I've heard so many men say, I want like 5 kids. I'm like, okay, first of all, do you know what it's like to raise 5 kids all at once? It's stressful, bro. The money's tight. If they all want to do sports and activities, okay, now you have to wrangle 5 kids and get them to the right place. It's a lot of work.
Yep.
And it's like you can't just leave that all on your wife. And I guarantee you're not going to want to do it. So it's like, why do they always want 5 kids? I don't get it.
Because they get to have all the benefits of having a kid without having to do any of the work.
I don't know. It pisses me off.
So like they'll have someone on the weekend to like play ball with and help do child labor from yard work or whatever.
6 a.m. Be like, get up. Like, we need to cut the grass.
It's like when they come in on the weekends, like on a Saturday, and they're like, it's 9 a.m. Why aren't you out of bed yet? I've been up since the crack of dawn.
Yeah, and they list off the 5 things they've already done this morning.
I've already mowed the lawn, trimmed the hedges,
changed my tire.
But then the funny thing is that they'll be asleep by noon on the couch.
You know, I will say this, though. I can agree to a sense that maybe her pushing you to get a vasectomy, something you don't want to do, it was a little extreme of her. But I feel like she probably did that because she didn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, it's like, why did she feel like you needed to get a vasectomy?
Yeah, why was it such a big argument that you needed to get one? Like, I don't want kids at all, but I would never tell my partner, you have to. Unless they made me feel like they were going to do something like this. And it was like you do that because I don't trust you situation.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yes, it's a little bogus that she tried to make you do this, a procedure you don't want to do. But on one hand, I feel like she probably had some sort of explanation of why and a distrust towards you to some capacity to why she would be pushed to that point to demand something like that out of you.
Yeah.
I will also say vasectomy, one, they can be reversed, I believe. And also I've heard that it's not really like a crazy procedure. Like it's like a...
Yeah, I don't think it's
like a 10-minute thing and you're done. But it's like childbirth is 9 months of suffering and then 4 weeks of bleeding nonstop. And a lot of women tear when they give birth, which means that their vagina... In her eyes, she probably was like, yeah, I did that fucking twice, bro. You can get your ball sack cut open a little bit and have them do a little snippy snip tie.
Oh, I think this video is going to get age restricted now. That sounded very disgusting, actually.
You know, the thing is, though, is men don't think about things like that.
Yeah,
they do not think that an 8-pound thing is coming out of you.
I don't want to think about that.
See? And that's why these men who want 5 kids don't think about these things. Don't think about it. They don't think about what the woman goes through.
They should make him do one of those, like, things that shock you to simulate the cramps.
Yeah. The contractions.
Oh, yeah, the contractions. You know, but it can't be that much worse than getting, like, kicked in the balls. Like, let's be honest, guys.
Okay, how about this? You do a pregnancy one, and I'll do one of getting kicked in the balls.
I don't think that exists. I don't think there's a get kicked in the balls.
I think we
simulated.
can make it exist. So then I can experience getting kicked in the balls, and you can experience like period cramps and.
That was a joke.
No, I think we have to now. By law, I think we have to. I think
we're okay.
I think all men need to experience it.
No, I think we're okay.
I think they do.
We have to sign up for the draft. That's hard enough. I might have to cut this out, but I think this could be bordering on assault because she did not know
to
that he lied to her and said that he had a vasectomy when he did not.
Mm-hmm.
So she did not want to get pregnant.
Yeah, no.
So this not a good guy.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm gonna move. Okay, I think this guy's number one right now.
Okay, this guy's number one.
But it's like it's really hard. Like I'm not like the other guy is super bad too. Everyone keep in mind, no one be mean about my ranking here. Okay, these are all really bad people.
So we've got 2 stories left, so we'll see how your rankings change.
Yeah.
So our next story, of course, comes from Am I the Devil? Title reads, Am I the asshole for leaving a bad review on a facility director I bullied 12 years ago?
I'm sorry, that's just okay. And I thought I held grudges.
So, okay, so
what the fuck?
Okay, so we don't have any of the context yet, but I'm picturing her finding this person that she went to school with, right? And writing a review of her online. It'd be like, she was such a loser 12 years ago.
Bro, in high school, this bitch was a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Like, I would never go to her business because, God, she was just so gross.
I haven't even been there, but I know she's a fucking loser.
Yeah, she fucking sucks at her job. I know it. She got a fucking C in math. Like,
So, story reads, I was a bratty teenager. I treated others unfairly. I'm not proud of it. After graduating high school, I didn't have a clue on what to do. So I went to a community college and chose a program that sounded interesting. Because I'm very outgoing, I made friends pretty quick. People found me hilarious. I hate this already. People think I'm so funny.
People love me.
Of course they do. The main reason I was so funny was I really ripped into one of the shy girls in class. Obviously, I had issues with my security at the time and have gone through therapy. During this period, though, I didn't have the right guidance. I knew to make friends, we had to find a common ground. She was just an easy target. It should be noted, I think she suffered from anxiety before the program. The more classmates and I laughed at her or snubbed her, the more anxious she became, to where the instructor told her this wasn't the career for her because she wasn't functioning to her full ability. It doesn't matter, I know, but I regret it. No one will believe me, but I did experience karma and lots of it after all this. Now, my fiance and I decided we wanted to adopt a pet, and one of the animal rehabilitation centers were listing an adorable dog. We decided to meet her. First, we had to talk with the facilities director, which, surprise, surprise, is the girl I bullied. We recognized each other pretty quick. I don't know if it was the past or her being so shy, but she was very uneasy through our conversation. She seemed in a good spot overall, married, kids, obviously successful career, which was a relief to me. I hope she had moved on from everything. I did admit to her I was sorry for how things were all those years ago, but she had obviously flourished beyond that. She smiled and said, yes, she has. I'm relieved and believe the past is the past. An hour later, the fiance gets a call saying we're not approved for the next steps of the possibility of meeting the dog. Obviously, I was wrong in my assumption. I reviewed this facility and called her out by name because I know very well there isn't anything about us that makes us unfit owners. My fiance doesn't agree with me, though. In fact, he says I'm only fueling the fire, and maybe if I hadn't been such a bee, we wouldn't have been rejected. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. You bully a girl to find common ground with probably all the other popular kids, so much so that the professor called her out and said that she's not fit for that career because she is so anxious because she goes to school, college, you're all adults, and you bully her. And then you say, oh, I went to therapy. I'm over it. I got karma, whatever. Past is the past. Clearly, it's not the past. It's made that girl's life hell. And now you're writing a bad review about her because you got denied for being... I guarantee they're probably like crackheads or something.
I know, because her immediately assuming that they got denied because it was her.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't. I don't think that it was.
No.
I think you're probably just terrible pet owners and they don't want to have you adopt a dog.
Also, just her immediately jumping online to write a bad review and specifically call this girl out by name just shows that therapy failed. Because
you're immediately going to bullying her again.
Yeah. Or putting a stain on her name possibly by making a review like that. You know what you could have done? We applied, we got denied. We're not sure why we got denied. Bam. Okay, still a bogus ass review to leave on a place because you got denied, but you have to call her out by name in your review.
Yeah, that's the part that's like, okay, well now you've moved on from real life bullying to cyberbullying.
Yeah, literally.
So somebody said in the comments, wait, so you bullied her again? Clearly you haven't grown up at all. Massive, you're the asshole. What an entitled asshole. Unfortunately for you, being a horrible bully does in fact make you an unworthy owner. That's her prerogative to decide. If you don't like it, too bad. It's 100% your fault. Okay, somebody else said, you're the asshole. You effectively said to this woman, sorry, I was a horrible human, but it looks like you've done fine anyway. Dismissed the harm you did in the same breath as apologizing for it and expected her to place another living being in your care. Ha, no. And then you publicly blame her for what sounds like to me a perfectly reasonable professional judgment. Yikes. If the facility director didn't know you, she still might not have moved you forward toward adopting a dog. Knowing you as she does, it was her duty to halt the process. You sound like you need to work on you a lot more before trying to take on the responsibility for a dependent soul.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
That like hits the mark spot on.
Yeah, she did say to her, she said that she was sorry and said, but you've obviously flourished beyond that. So she did basically say, yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but it's fine because you're good now anyways.
Yeah, you still succeeded in life.
So it's fine that I bullied you, right?
It's also like, she doesn't even have to accept your apology too. Like like she doesn't have to accept your apology. Just because you apologize doesn't mean the past is the past.
Yeah, just because you say sorry doesn't mean, oh, so everything's fine now, right?
Yeah, we're best buds now. I forgive you for making my life hell.
It's like, yeah, so I murdered your son, but everything's fine now, right? Because I said sorry?
I'm sorry, bro. It's all good. We can be buddy-buddy again and give me a dog. Like, yeah, no, bitch.
No, but I think the thing that got this on Am I the Devil was her update. So the update reads, okay, do you guys not see the irony here? I found so many messages in my DM and in my comment section calling me every name in the book and wishing death on me. To defend a victim of bully, you become a bully? I get it. I'm a terrible person who deserves nothing but pain and suffering. Thanks. The last 12 years I've been cheated on, broken up with right after I had a stillborn and suffered many miscarriages. But again, this isn't enough. I need more karma. I showed these comments to my fiance and no, he doesn't agree with any of the judgments. After cooling down, he realized it was pretty childish of this girl. She is the owner of the facility. All adoptions are decided by her. When I mentioned her flourishing, it was because I was surprised. Okay.
Oh my God.
But very happy she had moved on from something that happened 12 years ago. It was great to see. No, I wasn't making it by myself. Also, when we talked, she mentioned how she would have hated being in that kind of career that program was designed for. Getting booted out made her realize her true passion was for animals. I'm not trying to defend my actions. I'm saying I didn't completely ruin her career path like some suggest.
You know, she probably said that just to make you feel good in a sense because she doesn't want to start the bullying again.
Yeah.
She probably just said that because one, she's now associated that career path with the trauma you put her through. And also just was like, yeah, haha. You know why she likes animals? Because she doesn't have to deal with fucking people.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't have to deal with people like you.
You know what? Yeah, you do deserve everything that happened to you,
Listen,
girl.
when I mentioned her flourishing, it was because I was surprised. She's like, yeah, I was surprised this fucking loser could get a real job. Like,
yeah. It sounds like she's still in the mindset of how she thought of this girl when they were in college.
Exactly,
That she was a loser. And even her mention that the girl's still like shy and anxious. Yeah, she's shy and anxious because her fucking bully walked in.
Yeah, like she's still talking down about her.
Yeah, she's still acting like she is a better person. I hate this woman.
And okay, so she writes this whole paragraph about trying to defend her actions. But at the end she puts, I'm not trying to defend my actions. I'm just saying I didn't completely ruin her career path like some suggest.
You know how this could have been so much easily resolved? She could have gone on and be like, guys, I read your comments and I understand that I was in the wrong. And I am truly sorry for this. I know I'm an asshole and I know I probably deserve some of these comments. I have got karma, but blah, 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 blah. You know, she could have just taken on the criticism. Yeah, it's bogus to get death threats. Yeah. Do I think she deserved death threats? No. I don't really think anyone deserves it except for really, 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 really bad people. And I think she's like kind of in the middle. So she just seems like she's mad that people are still hung up on the fact that she bullied this girl.
Yeah.
which is a totally fair thing to have people still be hung up on.
And she's also mad that people aren't agreeing with her on
Yeah.
the internet. Like she's lost the room.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
and the room is coming after her.
Yeah.
And she's like, guys, do you not see the irony here? Like, guys, you have to stop. And you know what always works on the internet is when you tell them to stop.
Oh,
They always stop.
They'll just stop. I don't know. I'm glad that she gets a taste of what it's like to be bullied.
Yeah, now she knows what it's like.
Yeah, now she understands what that girl probably felt like. But this time she can hide behind a screen and people don't actually say this to her face or know where she goes to school or works or lives.
Yeah. And she clearly wanted to post this just to get validation.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted everyone to agree with her.
Yeah.
But nobody agreed with her.
Yeah.
And she's just mad about it. And she even, I think she's making this up about saying, you know, actually, now that my husband's thought about it more, he's on my side too, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, guys.
Either she's lying or she manipulated the shit out of him.
Yeah. I think
So-
she just made it up. But yeah, so where's that in what's your ranking now?
I feel like I'm pretty happy with my 1 and 2 spots. I'm going to put her at number 3 because I do think she's a fucking piece of shit. But I think the 2 dudes before her have committed worse acts than she has at the moment.
So it goes 1 is the
Vasectomy.
guy, 2 is the abortion guy.
That's such a crazy thing. Vasectomy is number 1.
Vasectomy, abortion.
Bullying.
Yeah, 3 is this one, and 4 is the...
No. 5.
Oh, 5 is the anime one.
4 is open right now until we see what the next story is.
Okay, well, next story is...
I think it's the last one, isn't it?
Yep. Final story. Title reads, your ranking's going to change. Am I the asshole for euthanizing my daughter's emotional support animal for her own sake?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I don't even think we need to read this one. Asshole. Video
Number
over.
1.
Number 1.
Because he committed the crime of killing something.
Okay, well, listen, let's hear him out. Okay, let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook. Yeah, let him cook himself. Holy shit.
Okay, so that one reads like this. My daughter recently turned 20. She's been dealing with a major depressive disorder, social anxiety, anorexia, body dysmorphia disorder, and 2 autoimmune diseases since she was around 12. I'm very involved in her treatment and obviously wanted her to get better. So when her therapist recommended getting her a dog to register as an ESA, we got one for her 16th birthday named Juniper. I generally dislike animals, but it was for my daughter's sake, so I caved. Junie and my daughter grew close, and I have seen a notable difference in her since we got the dog, especially in her sense of independence and self-esteem. 4 years later, my daughter is now a part-time tutor, volunteers with the elderly, and attends school full-time with excellent grades. I'm so proud of how far she's come, and though I realize she has ways to go, Junie has helped her, and I credit the dog for that immensely. Here's the problem. While my daughter was at school, Junie got out of the house and got hit by a car since we live right in front of a busy street. My wife and I rushed her into the vet and were told that Junie would need surgery, which would cost somewhere in the ballpark of $2,000. I make a good salary, but I just cannot justify spending that much on a dog, especially when it may not even work and Junie will probably be crippled. Plus, she was pushing 5 years old and her breed usually only lives for 9 to 10 years. Due to all these reasons, I decided the humane and logical decision would be to euthanize Junie. At this point, I called my daughter to let her know the situation and the solution I'd chosen, and she freaked out on me. She tried telling me she had $700 in savings and would quickly find a job to pay me the rest back, to which I declined. A, it's not about the money, and B, I don't want to risk ruining her mental health by getting her a job, especially since she'd likely have to quit one of her volunteer jobs, which have helped her so much. I explained this to her, but she wasn't hearing reason, so I put my foot down and said my decision was final because the dog was technically mine since I paid for it. Then I hung up. We put Junie down, surrounding her with love and gratitude. When we got home, my daughter had just pulled in and was hysterical. I told her she was too old to be acting like this, and one Oh my God. And one part of becoming a competent, independent adult was accepting what life throws at you. Now she isn't speaking to me. I'm beginning to think I should have at least told her we were so she could say goodbye. On the other hand, Junie already served her purpose in helping my daughter, and she only had the dog 4 years, so I don't understand the huge overreaction. Am I the asshole?
This has genuinely ruined my day.
This might be the worst thing I've ever read in my entire
Like
life.
that, the more he kept talking, the more and more like the pit in my chest like just started to like consume my entire soul.
This is actually so bad.
This man is the worst person in the world.
I-
First of all, I don't even know where to start. Genuinely, I'm so baffled that I don't know where to start dissecting this story.
I think this guy would win the Reddit award of worst person.
Yeah,
on
he's
Reddit.
number 1 right now. First of all, how much do you want to bet he was the one who let the dog outside?
He's probably like, oh no. He opens
It's
the door,
like the
oh,
cigarette
no,
thing we
Junie,
just-
don't get outside.
The front door, I'm going to leave it right open in front of the dog.
I hope the dog doesn't get out. Oh, look, he's getting out. Oh, darn. Oh, look, there's a car. Oh, no. What a shame.
Well,
Oh, $2,000. Yeah, I don't know if I can shake it. Even though I make a good salary, apparently.
the thing is, too, is like the whole thing of him being like, it's $2,000, that's too much. And the daughter literally being like, I will pay. A lot of places like that, they can do, depending on where you go, they can do like a pay plan, like how
Right, yeah.
hospitals do it. She could have done something like that. He could have given her the chance. One, I just think it's bogus, no matter what, to not let her be there when they put the dog down.
Yeah, that's crazy to just do it and be like, hey, guess what? Your dog's dead. Put her down today.
I'm watching them push the shit through the IV. So she's dead. She's dying right now in front of me. Oh, you want?
Just wanted to let you know.
Oh, too late. What the fuck? And then when she comes home, sobbing, crying, hysterical because you killed her emotional support animal, her animal that supports her emotions, that helped her get to where she's at. You killed it when there was a perfectly viable option to keep the dog alive.
And he says, you got to grow up. Be an adult. Come on now.
What? The reason she got this far is because of that dog. Do you think that because the dog's gone, she's just going to still be doing great? No, she's probably going to fall right back into a horrific depressive episode.
Who wouldn't?
Literally.
After this.
And she's going to crumble and fall. And you, her dad, who is also one of her support people, has now completely become an enemy to her, where she cannot and will not ever trust you again.
I don't think she's ever going to talk to him again.
No, I hope she doesn't. Because what the fuck?
Okay, so he said it's $2,000 and he makes a good salary. But then when he calls her, his daughter, and she says, oh, I can pay $700 to pay you back. His response is, well, it's not about the money. And I'm
What
like,
is
so,
it about?
so why didn't you do it then if it's not about the money? If money's not the problem, then what? Why are you being like, I just can't justify $2,000? But later. But it's not about the money. It's whatever.
I feel like, one, he just doesn't like dogs, like he stated, or animals, like he stated, and he doesn't want. I think it is about the money a little bit, and I think it is. He genuinely thinks that this dog has served its purpose. It's also crazy to me that he's like, the dog's 5 years old. They only live till 9 or 10. Yeah, that dog had 4 to 5
So
years
I'm like-
left in it.
And I'm like, so he's only halfway through his life? like what?
What? That's like saying someone who's like 30 is basically halfway through their life. It's
like,
like, and it's okay.
Well,
Take him off life support.
like,
Like, what? I want to know what his wife fucking thinks about this.
yeah.
She was
was she there
Yeah.
during this?
It said that him and his wife rushed.
So why is she complicit in this?
That's what I'm wondering.
Do they
why.
both just hate animals that much?
I want to know what the wife thinks.
I mean, clearly the way they think about animals is not the way that most people think about animals. Because he's like, yeah, well, dog fulfilled its purpose, so don't eat it anymore.
He sounds like the type of person who's like, oh, your medication that prevents you from being depressed is working. Oh, you don't need it anymore then. You can get off the medication. You're not depressed anymore. You don't need the medication. No. the medication is preventing you from being depressed. This dog was basically doing that. It was helping your daughter stay more mentally happy and independent.
Yeah.
You literally admit that she had made such a significant improvement since getting this dog for her. You really think that just now that it's gone, she's gonna be. I don't understand how he can believe that. Like, it's super baffling. He's probably one of those people who's like, mental health issues didn't start existing until just recently.
Yeah.
Everyone's depressed and has anxiety now. You know what they did to people who were depressed and had anxiety? They put them in a mental hospital. They hid them from society.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see those people back in the day. God, I hate people who think that.
Because, like, to me, a pet, that's part of the family. Like, that's a family member.
That is.
You don't just go like, yeah, well, I got hit by a car. My mom got hit by a car, so I guess
Yeah.
that's
like,
it.
What up? What can you do? It served its purpose.
Yeah.
Was he gonna do that to his wife? Oh, well, she cooked me meals for
10 years, so see ya.
Whatever.
Well, guess what?
Is there an update?
It says edit, but it's kind of wordy for an edit, so it has multiple paragraphs. So we'll see how much of an edit this is, or maybe it's an update. Be
4 fucking paragraphs of him justifying himself?
I'm guessing, probably.
Oh my God.
But let's find out. So, edit. Jesus Christ, message received. I guess I'm the asshole. I still believe I made the best choice, but I suppose I could have let her be more involved. Some people are asking the same questions, so I'll answer them here. I'm not a sociopath. I'm just excellent at separating emotion and preference of logic, especially in times of crisis. This does not mean I don't feel anything. I love my daughter more than anything in the world. Well, clearly not enough to not kill her emotional support animal. Jesus Christ. My wife was 100% on my side for the actual decision of putting Junie down and agreed our daughter should not witness it. She did, however, disagree with the words and tone I used towards my daughter when we got home, which is where I began wondering if I was the asshole. I am not and never have been jealous of Junie. That's ridiculous. She was an emotional crutch for my daughter and will always be special to me in that way. My daughter did not love me any less after getting the dog. If anything, she loved me more. Lastly, thought I would update you all that I did, in fact, talk to my daughter today. It took her some time to let me in, but once she did, I was able to explain my side, give her my reasonings for what I did, and convince her to forgive me. She agreed, and we are all moving past this ASAP. I'm actually about to run out and get her favorite fast food for dinner, and we're having a family movie night. She's still acting distant and mopey, but she has her regular therapist appointment tomorrow, so I'm confident that she can vent there, and her therapist can help her through this without any permanent damage. By the way, I also offered to get her another dog, which wasn't easy for me, and she declined, so I don't think her bond with the dog, and like for animals in general, was as unbreakable and solid as you all commenters are claiming. Junie just wasn't meant to be around that long, and I'm glad my daughter was able to have 4 years with a dog she liked. Now we're moving on. The end. Except it's not the end because there's edit 2. To everyone leaving horrendous messages in my DMs, take a look at yourself and the words you're using against me and consider how hypocritical it is that you're calling me the asshole when you're telling me you hope my daughter murders me. You know what? I hope his daughter does murder him.
I hope so too. I think the daughter probably just accepted the apology because she lives there and she
doesn't want to deal with his crap.
Yeah. And she's just doing it to calm the water. I'm sure right when she's able to, she's leaving that house and probably is going to go low contact.
Yeah, as soon as she turns 18, she's leaving the house and you're never going to hear from... Oh.
I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. I don't think she agrees with her dad. I think she probably told the therapist, and the therapist is probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't imagine a therapist would be like...
Yeah, I think your dad did the right thing, yeah.
I think a therapist would be like... Oh. So I think the daughter just accepted it to calm the waters because she acknowledges that she's going to have to live there. She's taking the high road, I think.
Yeah,
which is
I
actually
think so.
Pretty respectable for someone who just went through this. Obviously, she said she doesn't want another fucking dog right away because who's to say you're not going to let it get hit by a car again? And she's going to have to go through the whole thing. And now you also just proved to her that if her next dog had any sort of medical issues, you would immediately go to putting it down. So I don't think this is an issue that's everyone's moving past and it's over and done with. I think this is what you think is happening, but I feel like there's secretly probably hatred.
Oh yeah.
In her heart.
This is lifelong resentment that is
Yes.
brewing here
Yes.
over this.
This is something that's going to sit in the back of her head for a very, very, very long time. She's going to remind you at your deathbed. God, I hate this dude. He is a sociopath.
He said, I am just excellent at separating emotion in preference of logic.
The logic is this dog could have lived, and yes, they would have probably had some sort of medical help that needed to go along the way, but it's also a living animal that is a part of your family.
He clearly doesn't see it that way, though.
But it's like people who get pets have to understand that just like you a human can get hurt. You can get hit by a fucking car. You know, you can have cancer. You can have something. When you get a pet, you have to understand that if they also have an illness like this, you have to just expect to help them, get them help. You don't just get a pet just to have a pet. That's a living animal that you are taking and are supposed to take care of. So it's so crazy to me when people are like, yeah, it broke its leg, put it down. Oh.
And I think that's the problem here is he's not an animal person. Mm-hmm. He just got the dog because he thought it would help her daughter.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. You
know what comment he made in his edit of how he's like, I'm not jealous of the dog? I think he was jealous of the dog. I think deep down, even if it's subconsciously, I think he was, to some extent, probably like, I was my daughter's backbone, and now this dog was my daughter's backbone. I feel like he probably did, to an extent, resent that dog.
Yeah,
because it sounds like he always wants to be his daughter's hero or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he came in and apologized, and he's now getting her favorite takeout dinner and having a movie night and stuff. It's like, it seems like to me that he might have, even if he can't acknowledge it, been jealous of the relationship and the way she relied so heavily on that dog.
Yeah,
because she used to rely on him. So I think he was jealous of the dog. And probably thinks, oh, the dog's gone. She's going to start relying on me again. No, she hates you.
Yeah, now she hates you. But he doesn't think that she hates her, but she probably does. So some comments here. Somebody said, you're the asshole. I wish I didn't read this. The animal was a living being and member of the family, not an object to be discarded once it had fulfilled its purpose. If you can't justify spending money on medical treatment for a pet, then you don't get a pet. Simple as that. People who have such a cavalier attitude about euthanasia making me sick. That's enough internet for tonight. Yeah, this legitimately is like one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life.
Because it's just like the not caring for an animal that's dying or like is injured and immediately just to be like, put it down.
I know. He's like treating it like it's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
To just throw away.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this toothbrush? Yeah, it did its purpose of cleaning my teeth.
Yeah.
Just chuck it. Like, oh.
That's what he's treating this dog like, though. He's like, well, it's worn out now. It got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Time to get rid of it.
Yeah, time to throw her away. It's like when you get rid of a year-old car, you know, it's like, we had some good times together, bro. Time to go to the dump, though. Like, no, this is a living animal.
Yeah. Somebody else said, you're the asshole. Jesus, this is actually sickening. Saying that Junie had already served her purpose in helping my daughter is such a gross thing to say. How do you know your daughter doesn't still rely on that dog emotionally? Just because she's doing better doesn't mean she still doesn't have those mental health issues. You basically killed your daughter's best friend for no reason. You said you could afford the surgery. I wouldn't be surprised if your daughter regresses majorly due to this. Shame on you.
Genuinely disgusted.
He didn't respond to any comments, I don't think. He did. He did respond to some people's comments. Okay. Somebody said, you're the asshole. Say goodbye to your relationship with your daughter because it died the day you decided that your daughter's decision in mental health didn't matter enough. Okay, so then he said, her health, mental or otherwise, mattered to me more than anything. How does me choosing her sanity over a dog mean she doesn't matter to me? If she got a job to pay it, she'd be stressed and potentially regress. And that's if the dog even lived. I didn't want my daughter to make such a hard decision and have the consequences lie on her shoulders forever. So I took that burden as her father.
You know what you could have done? You could have just paid for the fucking surgery. You could have been like, honey, your dog was in an accident. I'm going to pay for the surgery and we're going to hope for the best. And if she said, let me get a job, you know what you say? You say, no, I'm going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. Just worry about your dog getting healthier. He's so wrapped up in I don't want my daughter to get a job and pay me back for this. Why can't you just, if you say money's not a problem, why can't you just fucking pay for it then? So now you're going to no matter, she probably would have done better mentally if you would have tried to help the dog. Killing the dog is going to make her go right back down to where she was mentally because her support's gone. And doing what you currently did is going to do that same thing because her dog is... Hold on, what did I just say?
Killing the dog is going to bring her back down mentally, and doing what you just did is going to...
So I basically said the same thing. Anyway, killing the dog is going to bring her down mentally, and also is... Anyway, because her dog died and her dad betrayed her. So it's
I think that'll bring her down lower than where she was before.
Yeah.
Because she just experienced someone close to her dying.
Yeah. And even if she went and got a job, that was her choice. She's an adult. She can choose.
Yeah, that's the thing also is like, well, I don't want to get her job because it'll stress her out too much. But it's also like, she's an adult now. If she wants to get a job,
she can.
She can.
She can get a job. If she wants you to save her dog and she wants to pay for it, she can do that as well. Like, I genuinely am seeing red just thinking if I was put in this situation, if one of my dogs got hit by a car, and if my mom called me and said, yeah, our girl Timber was hit by a car, surgery's $2,000 or put her down, and we've decided to put her down, I'd be like, I'd pay for the surgery. I'll pay for it. And they said, no, we're putting her down. I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let me pay. And they're like, it's too late. Decision's final. We're putting the dog down. It's happening now, by the way. So it's going to be too late for you to come here.
And he said, no, because I paid for it.
Yeah.
So just because it's been your animal, I paid for it. So
I would literally, I think I'd go to jail.
And also his conclusion of because she said she didn't want another dog like a few days after this happened. It's like, well, she must not have cared that much anyways.
Yeah, she didn't want a fucking new dog. No, because she didn't want to replace. It's basically replacing the dog you killed. And again, she has no trust in you that if you get another one and they have medical issues, she has no trust that you're going to try and keep the dog alive. You're just going to be like, oh, well, put it down and we'll get another one. What can you do? What can you do?
Jesus Christ. He's like, these dogs, they only last like 4 or 5 years and you have to get a new one. And
like, what? And it also just sounds so crazy to me that he's like, well, my daughter forgive me, said she doesn't want a dog, so I think we're all good. I mean, we're just going to put it all behind us. Oh, we love that dog. R.I.P. Junie. Yeah, what can you do, though? Moving on in life. Moving on in life? What? How? Ugh.
Just
I hate
insane.
This. I hate this. This has ruined my day.
So now we have all the stories. So what's your ranking now?
Okay, this one, number 1. So this is where I'm getting tripped up, is number 2 and 3. So the vasectomy and the abortion one. For some reason, putting the abortion one at number 3 really bothers me. But I also don't think, God, okay. Dog is for sure number 1. Anime one is for sure number 5 because that was the most tame. The bullying one, I think I'm pretty okay with putting it at 4 because that one is bad. But
it's not as bad as the others. I mean, it's not.
And I'm going to sound like OP in number 4 story. At least the girl she bullied is doing okay in life to some capacity, right? Yeah, she had a run-in with her bully, but she is doing fine overall. And OP is getting the backlash she deserves and didn't get a dog. So it's like a win-win. The number 3 and number 2, I'm so hung up on. Do I think a guy who's so nonchalant about getting an abortion and just keep trying again is worse than a guy who lied about having a vasectomy, got his wife pregnant, and is trying to gaslight her into not contacting an attorney to sue the practice that gave him a vasectomy when they really didn't because he never actually got one? Now, the reason I put the abortion one at number 2 at first, before we heard this dog story, was because I was like, the wife hasn't done it yet. There's still time for this dude to get the karma he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
I put the vasectomy one at number 1 because he already fucked up and he's already fucking up another person's life with his lying actions. I think I'm going to keep it the way I have it, though. Dog, vasectomy, abortion, the bullying, and then the anime obsession.
There you have it. There's the ranking.
I think I'm pretty happy with that. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Okay, dog's definitely number 1. I do think the vasectomy one is worse.
But I just feel like it's so weird to put abortion at number 3. Like, I feel like...
I know, but the guy in the abortion story, he hasn't done anything, well, as far as we know, he hasn't done anything to his wife.
Yeah.
But this guy borderline assaulted her and is trying to gaslight her into thinking that didn't happen. So I think that one's got to go at number 2. And then the rest of it's the same. So
yeah. See, that one, I feel weird about putting the abortion one at number 3 because I call it the abortion one. I think that's why I'm like vasectomy number 2, abortion number 3. I feel like I should probably
maybe we should call it like try again. Mission failed. Try again.
Yes, mission failed. Yeah.
Restart mission.
Sun air. I think that's why I keep feeling bad about putting that one at 3 because I keep calling it by that.
Okay, so we'll give it a different name.
I think mission failed.
Mission failed. Yeah.
So dog, vasectomy, mission failed, bully, and anime obsession. One.
That's the ranking. That's the official RedditRead ranking of the worst people on Reddit
that we've
for now,
encountered.
Because we're probably going to do this again. I think I already did one when I was just doing these by myself that was like this. So
this one was genuinely like had me on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Like I was actually like, oh my God.
See what I did? I tricked you with that first one because that first one was tame.
That first one was so tame. I literally was like, oh, it's going to be boring. These guys are assholes, yeah, but like, are they the devil? And now we have, yeah.
That last one, I had no words. It's just the day is ruined. The week might even be ruined.
I think I'm gonna literally think about this all night long.
The only thing that'll make me feel better is if I hope that post is fake. I hope that is a made up story.
I hope it's fake, and I hope if it's not fake, I hope the daughter kills him in his sleep.
Yeah, I agree. I hope the daughter does kill him. So anyways, guys, remember to like, comment down below other topics you'd like to see in the future. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Come on, I know you haven't. What are you doing? Come on, do it. Okay, thank you. And we'll see you guys in next week's episode.